I never thought a single afternoon could change the course of my entire life. Relationships have their seasons, the highs, the lows, the quiet stretches, and the small irritations. I understood all of that. But nothing prepares you for the moment someone you love looks at you and shuts the door on your world without hesitation. My name is Daniel. I'm 38. I was married to Emma for 12 years. And even now, saying was feels unreal. Emma was light. The kind of woman who walked into a room and made it brighter. I was the steady one, quiet, reliable, grounded. She used to say she loved that about me. And in the early years, God, we were unstoppable. Late-night conversations, road trips with no destination, playful texts during work hours, mornings filled with laughter over burnt toast. It felt like nothing could touch us. But around our 7th year something shifted. The laughter faded first. Not suddenly, quietly. Emma would come home, sink into the couch, scroll through her phone like the world around her didn't exist. I told myself it was work stress. I tried to make things easier. Cooking more, cleaning more, trying to turn home into a place she wanted to be. But the more I tried, the more invisible I became. The affection slipped away. Hugs turned into half-hearted pats. Kisses became quick, distracted pecks. She'd stiffen when I reached for her, like my touch was an inconvenience. I tried to talk to her. Softly. Gently. I miss us, I'd whisper. She'd smile, that distant, polite smile. The kind you give a stranger who bumps into you on the street. That smile haunted me. Because it wasn't anger. It was indifference. And indifference is far colder than hate. Then came the Thursday afternoon that changed everything. Sunlight spilled through our living room window, catching dust in the air. I walked in after work, tired but hopeful that maybe, just maybe we could talk. Emma was on the couch with her headphones in, completely absorbed in her phone. I sat beside her quietly. Not touching. Just present. Without looking up, she snapped. Daniel, leave me alone today. I can't deal with you right now. Just like that. Sharp. Cold. Final. I froze. It wasn't the words, it was the tone. There was nothing left in it. No warmth. No familiarity. She wasn't angry, she was done. And I felt every unreciprocated effort, every ignored gesture, every lonely night crash down on me at once. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. I didn't even ask why. Because I already knew. This wasn't temporary. This wasn't stress. This was the end. Not with a bang but with quiet, brutal certainty. I got up. Slowly. Calmly. Too calmly. I grabbed my jacket, my keys, a few personal things. I looked at her one last time, really looked, hoping to see even a flicker of the woman I married. There was nothing. Just silence. So I walked out. No slamming doors. No dramatic exit. Just leaving. In that moment I realized something I had been refusing to face for months. I had been fighting for a love that only existed in my memory. She had already let go, piece by piece, without saying a word. And I had been trying to save a ghost. I drove with no destination, letting the roads blur beneath me. Ended up at my friend Mark's place. The one person who saw the decline, but even he was shocked. She actually said that? He asked. I nodded. And the echo of her words felt heavy in my chest. That night, lying on his couch staring at the ceiling, something hit me harder than anything else. Sometimes the deepest heartbreak isn't from betrayal or shouting or chaos. It's from being slowly erased by someone who still shares your space. The following days were a blur. Passing places we used to love, waking up in silence, realizing how much of my life had revolved around a woman who no longer saw me. But slowly, something unexpected started to grow inside me. Clarity. Relief. Freedom. I focused on my work. I reconnected with old friends. I ran long runs where every breath felt like releasing a piece of the past. I remembered who I was outside of her shadow. A week later, I went back to the house to gather the rest of my things. She wasn't there. The rooms felt hollow, but so did the marriage by then. Walking through that space, I realized the truth. Staying would have meant sacrificing myself. Leaving was the first real act of self-respect I'd chosen in years. Love is not persistence without reciprocation. Love is not sacrifice without recognition. Love is not one person reaching while the other withdraws into silence. When someone stops choosing you, holding on doesn't save love. It destroys you. In the months that followed, I rebuilt myself. Bit by bit, day by day, I rediscovered passions, traveled, reconnected with family. The pain didn't vanish, but it softened. And in its place grew something steadier. Peace. A peace I had never felt in that house. Sometimes I still think of her. A flicker of memory. A brief pang. But it passes quickly now, overshadowed by gratitude that I walked away with dignity instead of drowning in someone else's indifference. She told me, "Leave me alone today." And I did. I left quietly, completely, and I've never regretted it.